Welcome viewers, this is The Winch here, bringing you the continuing voyage of the in-game DLC presentation on PlayStation 3 gameplay. Continuing the series, I want to talk about Sabalan Pipline. I really haven't brought much footage of this map. This game in particular is on Conquest, a high-ticket 300% server, and I'll show you through the match, kind of give you some strategies and tips, some impressions I've seen on this map. It's a nice map. Obviously, it's a snow map. Not too many snow maps in Battlefield 3, but a well-made map. Lots of action again. Even though it's a big map, I find that it doesn't matter what objective you're on. You're for sure going to encounter resistance on just about any objective. Now, of course, the most difficult position on Conquest, across the board on all the in-game maps, is usually the central position, the C flag that is. That's usually the position that gives the team who secures that position the potential to drop the airdrop from the AC-130, or I call it that, but the airdrop vehicle, the LAV, and you can also parachute in from that too. It gives you an extra edge on a tactical advantage. Now this position, Bravo, I don't have any gameplay of it, but this is where the TDM match takes place. Inside this building, which looks a lot like Firestorm, does it not? You could probably argue it's the exact building. They just copy and paste it, and then threw some maybe some slight exterior features in there. But that was one of the criticisms I had about in-game. Although I'm very happy with it. It's just a little generic in the modeling. And again, I'm not a computer expert by any means, but even I can see that this is pretty much cut and dry paste. With maybe some additional little features. This is one of those games where, and team deathmatch, all the action will take place on the roof too. By the way, you'll find that out real quick when you play on this map. Get on top of that roof. Whoever controls the roof pretty much controls the game. And then on the back side of this, there's a ton of containers as well, like North Shore canals again, which is pretty much common what we're seeing on all these TDM matches. Very close confined quarters with lots of high traffic areas. Lots of potential there for claymores and stuff like that, but still fun. You'll enjoy playing them, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But for the most part, this map, this position here, you can see a lot of action on this position. This is the oil refinery, and it has about 3 levels in it. Great little perch up there for snipers as well. It's hard to get up there too. You really got to climb a lot of scaffolding to finally get up there. A lot of ladders too. So whoever's on top of that's gonna certainly have the king of the mountain type of tactical advantage. Now, loadouts in your vehicles. Let me tell you right now, again, an in-game. I've said this in my previous videos. Javelins are a constant nuisance, as well as stingers. So make sure that whatever vehicle you're running with, that you have smoke equipped. Having thermal optics like I did there is not a good loadout. Got to have smoke. You probably want to have reactive armor. And I mean, it's like you need everything. You need zoom optics, but obviously you got to trade off some stuff. But look at this again. Look at this action. I got guys all around me, above me, behind me, beside me. I got explosions. I've got air jets. I've got helicopters. I got helicopters blowing up, falling on my head. Again, raw, everyday footage that you'll see in this gameplay. So you move on here to position Delta. Again, more containers, more close quarters combat. I like the ACR on these in-game maps as an engineer class, because that's pretty much the class you're going to be running. And if you're not running engineer, you're doing something wrong. Although sometimes recon's good for the respawn potential, but you just don't see many assault guys on these maps because there's just too many vehicles. You got to have that ability to take on vehicles. That's where you get the points at. But if you let your guard down for just a second on these maps, you've got guys shooting you. You got guys stabbing you. You got guys spawning on you. There's so much going on. Again, even on console gameplay. In my video I just put out today as well about Operation Riverside, same thing. I mean, just constant action, guys behind me. Now, this is kind of turning into a troll match as well, as you can see in here. You can really start seeing guys come after me for my tags, because I played a couple matches and word got out that I was online, so everybody started joining up on my server here, getting in a queue, and they are determined to come after my tags. Again, I don't really mind it, but at some point in time it kind of gets a little frustrating too when I see guys like going in a jet, bailing out of the jet, parachuting down because they see me, and then trying to knife me. I'm like, really? Can we play the objective here, guys, or do we just have to focus strictly on me? I was playing with some guys in here that said, well, man, Windshear, I feel kind of sorry for you, man. I don't know how you put up with that stuff. Again, it's like I said, it's good and bad. You'll see some kills is just like, really? You really get a charge at me like zombie mode? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go knife to knife with you all the time. Sometimes I will if I'm like out of options. But for most part, I'm just going to shoot you because it's just easier. And I can move on about my game and put you down. Right here, lots of elevation around all the objectives, as you can see. They always try to give three-dimensional flights on these maps, which, again, something I really love in Battlefield 3, the way they designed that. So here we go, knife trolling, out of bullets, out of options, point-blank range. And you saw it. He failed. I had to put it back in there. I do end up getting this guy's tags, too. He looks like he's a pretty high-level player. I don't really know. Again, a lot of times I don't know who I'm playing in these matches. Sometimes I'm playing against some of the best in the world. I had a guy knife me a couple days ago. Or, no, it was yesterday. 23,000 melee kills. I was like, wow. And he jumped right in the match, and no sooner he's in the match, he's knifing me. But this is one of those matches where you're getting dominated the whole game. You know, we've all been there in Conquest where you're just like, why is it my team cannot capture any positions? As soon as we capture a position, we lose a position, and it seems like this enemy team is everywhere, all the time, constantly throughout the match. It just feels like you're never going to come back and win this. Look at that. You see that guy jump down that hill? I mean, these guys are aggressive. Now right here, this little shack up here, a great position too if you want to be a stinger troll. Get up here and just shoot stingers at vehicles all day long. You get great advantage to do so. You can overlook to the refinery, maybe spot out some guys on the top of the refinery. Look at the map though. I mean, you like these trees. I like the snow. Why don't we have a snow camouflage though? I don't know if we do or not. I looked through the camouflages. I didn't see anything in there, so... I'm running like the urban camo, which is kind of a grayish camo. That to me seemed to have the best snow type camouflage. Look at this guy. That's right, buddy. Fail. Mr. Coffee. Thanks, I'll have another cup. Ooh, these little gold dog tags too. Evo. Yeah, I don't know if he's good or not. You guys are better stat analysis than me, but I have a feeling that guy's stats are pretty decent, but maybe I'm wrong. Right here, refinery. Very difficult, frustrating position. You're going to hate this position. I know I did. You get in here, and this is two videos in a row, guys. I'm going to come out and say it. Boy, a lot like Call of Duty. Remember Modern Warfare 2, Refinery? Here we are. Battlefield 3 basically looks just like they copied that. This could be a map in itself, just like Modern Warfare 2. This is basically the Refinery map, but on a larger scale. Where you're in this ductwork up here, you're looking down, you can kind of circle around it, but you got guys constantly coming up the scaffolding after you, spawning on the outside of it, immediately getting underneath you before you even have a chance to get bullets on them, and before you know it, they're right up on their back, your back, they're right up on you. Great place for support to be in here, getting some claymores and stuff like that in there. But right here, look at the ticket count. I mean, we're pretty much down by 100 or more tickets this whole match, thinking I'm never going to come back. And I don't know how this team of mine is ever going to come back and salvage this, because it just one of those classic examples of why you should never give up in this game, working with your team and putting forth an effort to try to stem the team, because you never know when the tide will change. The tide can change any given time. It could be that one critical moment that maybe you are instrumental in, is maybe stopping a big kill streak that me has in a jet, or destroying a tank, or securing that one position where it allows your team to spawn and gets a tie going to where you continually go on the offensive. Again, right here, these guys love to spawn out here and go right underneath you, so you gotta be aggressive about going after them, or else they're gonna have the advantage stalking you down. Pick up this guy's kit, and the Scar L right here. Like I said, you don't see many assault guys on these maps, but Scar L is a great weapon for these kind of maps. I've said this before, lots of your engagements are at medium to long range, and you see me shooting that guy, my teammate. That's one of the criticisms I have about the dirt bikes, is a lot of times you can't differentiate a friendly from an enemy on the dirt bike when you see him. You'll do the same thing. You'll swear a guy's an enemy, you're like, oh wait a minute, that's a friendly. So bear that in mind too. Just shoot first, ask questions later, right? Now, I cut out a little bit of this. I'm trying to keep this footage down to the strict highlights. It turned out to be like a 30-minute match. But it's amazing how fast that time goes when you're playing. It doesn't seem like it's that long, but for the most part, it's just so much action that time flies. I mean, these maps are beautiful. I said it again. I'm really pleased with the end game for the most part. I think they're ending on a very high note with Battlefield 3. I really hope they can translate a lot of this momentum into Battlefield 4. We're gonna have a lot of potential with that, particularly with the next-gen consoles finally getting up to par with the PC type hardware. Because there's no question that Battlefield 3 was held back a little bit by the consoles. But I think for 7-year technology, they're doing really good. I remember my computer I had 7 years ago. I remember raving about it having 124 megabyte dedicated graphics card. I thought that was where it was at. Obviously, that would not be capable of running Battlefield 3 nowadays. Right here again, look at all these guys. I mean, before I know it, I'm shooting one guy, I look behind me, and I've got 3 guys on me. This is the kind of stuff I'll see on a day-to-day basis. Pretty tough to deal with. Mines. That's another thing you'll use as engineer. Mines in exchange for the repair torch, and you gotta have javelins or stingers. That's gonna be a loadout you'll see. Call it newbie, but that's what everybody's running. Right here, this is a nice moment. Look at this. Come up behind the team. I mean, you'll see all the team on one position a lot of times here. Look at that. The tank blowing up, the snow going up everywhere. Oh yeah, just nice moment. He got an assist somehow, but I got the credit for the kill. Lots of fun there as I go through the big poof of snow. Just epic moments again. Just don't see that in Call of Duty, do you? This is so much fun. Lots of fun. Combat efficiency ribbons, medals. I mean, you see it all here. Look at this guy. Whoa. I mean, just right up in my face. No sooner I see him in my face, he's got a buddy spawning on him. And of course, my tank's shooting all over the place, throwing off my aim. I'm trying to chase this guy down. Look behind me. Whenever I don't see a guy, I better look behind me, because that's where they're coming at, because I missed them. Sure enough, still managed to pull off the kill there. Just look at all the action. I mean, we got helicopters blowing up, raining down on you. I mean, this is just, for console gameplay, I'm really surprised how much action there is. It's not like Aftermath at all. My initial interpretation was completely wrong. Now, as we're moving on here to position Echo from Delta, proceeding to the west, you'll see again a big elevation change. You're going to have an elevation advantage and a lot of tree cover here, as well as rock cover if you're assaulting position Echo. So that gives the attackers a good advantage. So be aware, if you're on Echo, the team's going to be coming down from you, take cover, because you're going to be a real tough position to defend. Obviously, with tanks coming in, rolling in on you, good luck. That's all. You want to get out of there is probably your best bet. Also, watch the flank too. This team was trying to get out of there, and I caught a little glimpse of that guy as I was approaching down there. Again, here you can see pretty much what's going on. They got mines up. That's a good tactic. Keep spotting the mines anytime you can. There's a javelin hit on the tank, so they eliminated that threat. So, team's doing pretty good about defending this position. It's kind of like Battle of the Alamo here. And lots of containers as well. This is where I tripped up here and didn't realize about that container and just bit off a little more than I can chew there. Should have been more tactical about approaching it, probably from the flanking side, getting on the back side of them and coming in. Now this is what the dropship looks like from the LAV's perspective when you come in. It's pretty cool. It sounds cool, it looks cool. Come right on down on the C flag and roll up and pretty much own with this thing, just like you can. LAV is a good vehicle. It's very fast. It's great for taking out tanks. Not a lot this vehicle can't do. I prefer the BMP to the LAV, but the LAV is quicker, so you know it's everybody's preference. Driving in reverse has never been my forte, so I'm trying to turn it around here. Again, the loadout with the LAVs, you want to have some kind of smoke. Reactive armor is probably a must. Proximity sensor is good to have too as well, but for most part, you're not going to have guys all up on top of you. Most of your engagements are going to be at range. Conscientious of the mines, blow them up when you can. But I get up here on the flag, and now we're kind of on the defensive as we start taking this. Keep in mind all the spawn positions, all the spawn points on flags when you're taking one. The enemies usually get spawned on the perimeter of the position and then proceed inward. They really don't spawn on top of you, which is good. So I'm kind of watching the elevation up here, looking for any kind of smoke trails from enemies. And that's some criticism I take right there, is that guided I don't even know what it's called, but the guided rocket, if you want to call it that. I like that, as opposed to the secondary 6-shot armor-piercing round. That's just my preference. It does a lot of damage. I kind of like the guided aspect of it because I can take out infantry with it. I can sometimes take out air vehicles with it. And it's basically a one-shot disable on tanks or vehicles, depending on where you hit them at. SOFLAM, 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 laser designation. Huge. Again, I want to keep hitting that and trying to get that word out. You guys got to remember that ability in this game. That really helps you laser designate players. If somebody's got a javelin, they can lock on to helicopters and vehicles, regardless of terrain. Shoot that javelin straight up in the air. It comes down with a top-down attack. Gets the armor, hits the armor on its weakest point from the top. Helps out a lot. So for those of you out there that are running that, that's a great. Even though you may think it's not doing much, trust me, it helps out a lot on the battlefield. So we push up here at Delta, realize, oh, a tank, great. So I got this guy on the side, but you see that rocket right there? I mean, just boom, one shot, put it down, hop in the tank here, continue on. Then we cut out some of this footage here to kind of keep the action up as this video wraps up. But this pipeline map's a lot of fun. It's well designed. This is a backside of position Bravo, like I said, where the containers are in Team Deathmatch. It's where a lot of action goes on. But great map. A little generic on some parts. Like I said, right here, much like Operation Firestorm. But in game, lots of fun. It's certainly worth buying. I'm sure most everybody's got premium now. If you don't, you're probably not really a dedicated player. Hope to bring you more Battlefield 3 content. If you're looking for my tags, yeah, get in line. Everybody else has knifed me many times, but enjoyed playing with you guys. I'm going to show you this one last clip here as I get a guy on this bike, and I'm trying to get a road kill with the guy, and this guy actually manages to pull out and get a smoke kill on the back of this bike before I get the kill, and actually get an assist in doing it. So it's interesting. Check this out if we're all up here in this position. See him lined up, it's going to be perfect. Watch out for mines when you're on the bike too, because that's all it takes. There he is. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. I got this in the bag. Nice, easy kill. He's boxed in. Roll right up on him, and then poof. So I don't know if there's a little bit of lag there or what, but he ended up getting credit for the smoke kill, and I was cracking up about that. But please like, subscribe to the video. I will have more in-game content to come, as well as everybody else. Lots of game modes. I want to bring some rush gameplay here soon. I haven't really experienced that too much. And we'll go from there. Thanks again for watching, guys.